everyone. Today we will continue with the boy who harnessed the wind. One day, when William was listening to the radio, he heard something which was better than any Christmas gift. His exam results had come. He went running to Wimby Primary to see his scores. When he got there, his heart dropped into his stomach because he saw that his grades were very bad. Because of this, he had to go to the worst school in the district, Kachokolo. It was very disappointing for him because he wanted to become a scientist, and that would be possible only if he went to the best schools in the district. William wasn't able to follow proper dress code of the school because of poverty, and the school itself had holes in the floor and roof, and the walls were chipped off. But the good thing was that his friend Gilbert was also going to the same school as him, walking on the muddy trail for a long distance, as even his scores were very bad. Like most of the students, William wasn't able to concentrate on his studies because of hunger. After a few days, the rains came and everything came alive. After some days of going to school, the teachers asked students to pay fee. William's family didn't even have enough money to pay for his school books, so William had to read with his friend Gilbert's book. And now they were asking him to pay a fee. William tried sneaking into school, but after some days, he was caught. With no other choice, William had to drop out of school. Meanwhile, the situation had become so bad that people had started eating grass to fill their stomachs. When William's cousin came to his house along with his friend, they saw Kamba and were shocked. Kamba was so skinny they could see his bones. His cousin's friend, Mizek, said that they had to end Kamba's suffering and kill it. But William hesitated. When they both came next morning, William had decided to end Kamba's suffering. The three of them went to the forest and tied Kamba up. William sadly came back to his home. Next morning, along with his cousin Chatty, he went to the place that they had tied Kamba up. They saw that Kamba had died. They buried Kamba and came back. After a few days, the deadly infection, cholera, spread out in their area. It spreads through contaminated food or water. The reason why cholera is so deadly is because it causes severe dehydration due to diarrhea. Signs of diarrhea at the toilet those days used to be a threat. Cholera also spreads by rain and flies. Cholera was considered as a pandemic. Across Africa, it is an unfortunate companion of every rainy season. The famine and cholera together resulted in a lot of deaths. By then, William could also guess that the maize would be ready to eat soon. A few days later, when William and Geoffrey were checking for maize ready to eat, William spotted a maize cob which was ripe. He squeezed it to double check and realized that the maize was ready to eat. William and Geoffrey went running home with as much maize as they could carry. William roasted the maize and started distributing it for everyone to eat. By then, the pumpkins in their field were also ready, and William and Geoffrey's family started enjoying meals of pumpkin and maize together. It was like heaven opened up. But still, William also terribly missed school, so he started going to the local library. There, he saw a lot of books, but he first got interested in a book called Integrated Science. There were photos of people with rabies and with kwashiorkor, and even told how Eskom, the Electrical Supply Corporation of Malawi, produced its electricity. After a few days of reading this book, he found another book called Explaining Physics. Explaining Physics also answered many of his doubts, like how engines used gasoline to make a car move, and CD players read music on the CD, etc. As William quit school many days ago, he was far behind than other students in studies. Knowing this, Gilbert offered to help him with his studies in the evening after Gilbert returned from school. Gilbert accompanied William to the library on holidays. In the mornings, William used to study at the library, and in the afternoons, he used to study at home, lying on a hammock he made out of sacks. Initially, English was difficult, but he gradually learned. Drawings and pictures had a good impact in his mind for understanding. One day, when William was searching for a dictionary, he saw a book called Using Energy, and this book changed his life forever. Are you wondering how a simple book changed his life? Well, it was in this book that William first saw a windmill in his life. After studying the book for a while, William and Gilbert understood that just like the sun, windmills could also generate power. Many days before, one of his father's friends came to his house with a bicycle which had a light on it. When he started pedaling, the light turned off. The thing which surprised William was that the cycle's light didn't require any switch to turn off or on. Later, William found out from his father's friend that it was the dynamo which was doing all the work. Now, back in the library, William corrected the ideas from the book and what he saw practically at his house. He realized that just like when someone rode a cycle, the dynamo produced power. The same way they could use a windmill to spin a dynamo and generate power. Realization, William became excited. He turned to Gilbert, who was beside him, and said, "Gilbert, if we can build a windmill, we will never go hungry again. We can use it to pump water to our fields." William decided that he was going to build a windmill. Gilbert asked William with a smile, "When do we start?" William replied that they can start that day itself. Isn't it true, friends? Why tomorrow? Why not today? First, to experiment, William decided to build a small windmill as a prototype. He used materials such as plastic bottles and PVC pipes. He also used rubber, but there was a problem with this. The rubber which was in their flip-flops was not durable enough, so they had to find rubber which was in women's footwear. So, after searching for a long time, they finally found a slipper. As it was a smaller version, instead of a dynamo, he used a motor. They tested if it worked. After setting up the windmill, they decided to power Geoffrey's radio with it. So they waited for the wind to turn the blades, and to their surprise, the windmill worked. After searching for materials for many days in a scrapyard and doing many jobs to earn money, he eventually built the windmill with the help of his friends, with the same materials as the prototype, except he used a dynamo instead of a motor. They struggled to pull up the frame of the windmill and put it up vertically. But finally, on a quiet evening, William attached the parts to the frame of the windmill. By then, a huge crowd had gathered around William's house. Many of them were people who had called him crazy and said he couldn't build a windmill. But here he was, about to attach the final parts of the windmill. He went inside his house and bought a reed and a bulb. He attached the reed and connected the bulb. All there was left to do was wait for the wind to blow. Suddenly, a gust of wind started blowing. William held the bulb and waited. And the bulb lit up! What happens next? Well, we'll find out in the next part of The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. Yes, I do remember that I said there would be 2 parts of The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. But as I found it hard to express his inspiring story in just 2 parts, I've decided to make a 3rd one. Make sure you don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on all notifications so that you don't miss any of the future videos. That's it for now. Have a great day and goodbye.